welcome to episode 71 of Formidable Opponents, a show that pits three people who have known each other virtually their entire lives in a series of conversations as we argue what is best in a variety of fun, engaging, and critical pop culture topics we all debate about. I'm Randall, and with me as always, Bob and Joseph, and this week's topic is Nostalgia Roundtable 4, Thanksgiving Edition. We're going to be talking about...
I prefer shoot the shit edition, Thanksgiving shoot the shit edition, pull my wishbone edition. Come on, man. Be creative.
So, guys, we're talking about Thanksgiving this week. No traditional openers. Just to let everybody know, we had to take a little break last week. We got down with a sickness, Disturbed style, so we had to push that show back next week since this is Thanksgiving week. But we're here this week. We're healthy, we're happy, and we're thankful. Guys, how are y'all doing?
I'm not very thankful.
Joseph, what about you?
I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm really good. I'm happy.
You're happy.
I only got to go to work for 3 days, and then I get a 4-day weekend. So.
That's sweet, dude. So you're off, what, Thursday, Friday?
Yeah,
and then you go back on Monday? Sweet. Yep. What about you, Ren? What days are you off?
Just off Thursday and Friday. So,
oh, man.
My wife is off all week. The kids are off all week.
I'm off all week, yeah.
And I wish...
It's the Maker's Mark whiskey.
It's probably going to go by slow because a lot of, I guess, a lot of departments that work for the entity that I work for, which I will not name, they
he's a driving instructor, folks.
There's just probably going to be a lot of skeleton crews throughout throughout the week for the 3 days. So it might not be a lot to do, and it might wear down the day, and it might just take forever to get through these 3 days. But you know what? That's cool.
We're ready.
Put on some music. Listen to a podcast.
For sure. People will be driving, traveling. We hope you guys are listening to us now as you're getting home safe or getting to your family's house safe for this Thanksgiving holiday. Speaking of Thanksgiving, of course, we're going to be talking Thanksgiving throughout this episode. This is a nostalgia. What are your favorite traditions for Thanksgiving, guys? What do you guys think? What do you guys do? What do your family do?
Joseph, you want to start off with that? Go for it, Joseph.
Oh, okay.
What do you guys do? Yeah,
and be honest, Joseph, and be honest. Don't lie.
Well, traditionally, most of the family will come together on my mother's side, and we'll, do the turkey and the cowboy game. That's how it's always been in Texas.
We barbecue down here. It's Texas after all, folks.
Yeah.
So it's funny when my grandfather was still around, he didn't like turkey, so we'd have to barbecue ribs for him.
Yes.
He'd like beef ribs. Every Thanksgiving we'd have to barbecue beef ribs for him because he didn't like turkey. And we kind of keep. I don't do ribs anymore, but I smoke the turkey. So the wife's cool. She's off the hook. She's all happy because she doesn't have to make a turkey anymore because I smoke it in the pit. So it works out pretty nicely. And then it's usually like hang out with friends and family at the end of the night. Warm up an extra plate and then go to sleep. Feeling miserable and hating yourself.
I want to ask you guys a little bit about Thanksgiving and it being, in my opinion, the most underrated holiday. I think this time of year, Thanksgiving, it signifies the final stretch of the year, gives you time to reflect. Your focus is on everyone. Your focus is on family. And I think, guys, I think I can speak for everybody when I say we're at the age where giving is more important than, receiving gifts. Like
sexual.
I mean, we've all been fortunate enough with careers and opportunities to give. And I think Thanksgiving, in my opinion, I don't know if you guys agree, but Thanksgiving to me is the most underrated holiday of the year. Can I tell you why? So I think most people.
Please.
I think most people's favorite part of the year is the last quarter, right? October, November, December. We got all the holidays going on. And for Thanksgiving, I mean, it's stuck in between the two biggest celebrated holidays. It's like the middle child of holidays. You have Halloween, the creative, artistic, younger sibling. You have Christmas, the celebrated, accomplished, older sibling. And Thanksgiving is like the middle child. And since it's associated with food, you're now the fat middle child. And when the Detroit Lions play, you're now the fat middle child who sucks at football. So I wish we had like a better month to represent Thanksgiving. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it the most underrated? What are your thoughts?
No. I don't think. Well, Thanksgiving again. It's probably my least. It's behind. It's for me. It's Halloween. Then it's Christmas. Then it's New Year's Eve. It's the Day of Redemption, and then it's Thanksgiving. So I don't know if it's underrated. I mean, we sit around with family that we don't see the rest of the year, and we eat too much and drink beer, and then we eat too much again, and then we're like, I shouldn't have the pie, but it tastes so good with the beer or whiskey that I'm drinking, and then you hate yourself in the morning. So I don't know, man. I wouldn't call it underrated. I'd say it's unnecessary.
I don't think it's underrated. I mean, because you have a get together twice, you know, in not too far apart from each other. So I don't think it's super underrated. I mean, I understand the giving part. It signals the time. And yeah, like you said, you know, as I've gotten older, it's kind of like when people like ask, like your family asks, "What do you want for Christmas?" A nap, you know?
A good 8 hours of sleep would be perfect.
Yeah. But think about, I mean, and Bob, you're just talking about how you have a week off. Joseph, you have a couple of days off. Football, which we all love. Eating, which we all love. Sleeping. And then you get to do it over and over. And then now you have the added bonus of the World Cup. So you have all these things going on in November.
About that.
How dare you, Joseph? It only happens every 4 years.
Yeah, every 4 years. Man. So do the Olympics.
Come on, man. It's the World Cup, dude. I'm not the biggest soccer fan, but when the World Cup is on, I'm in. I'm
not. I just don't.
I don't know how great I'm going to feel
think it's
eating
the biggest...
a fucking bowl of mashed potatoes and gravy, watching these fucking ripped dudes run around and kick a goddamn ball in front of me. But you know, I have to watch it. I'm going to be watching tomorrow. USA plays tomorrow at 1:00. USA.
This is a men's World Cup. The USA team don't do shit. So if you want to get excited about USA team winning the World Cup,
so it's a women's
go cheer. Go cheer on the women because they're the ones that get that shit done.
Yeah, USA has a second youngest team behind Ghana. They have the most eclectic team of different parts, great stories. I'm looking forward to it. I think they're going to.
None of them have facial hair.
Guys, best Thanksgiving. Do you remember your best Thanksgiving? A memory or something that you want to share?
I was thinking about this. I think there was one I want to say that we had at, I don't know, man. We've had a lot. We've had a lot where we used to, our house usually was the place where everybody went to for Thanksgiving. You know, all the families came over, whoever, and everybody always got together and then, you know, we'd eat and then all the uncles would start drinking beer, go to the Starbucks, start drinking beer and watch the Cowboy game. So those are all kind of memorable as we've gotten older and all the nephews and cousins and everybody's kind of gotten married, kind of separated. We don't have those big, huge get-togethers anymore, and I think I really, really miss that. The stuff I have now with my wife, my kids, and, you know, my in-laws and my parents, but I wish it was like it was back in the day where, like, everybody would come over. You know, some people would come, some people would have to leave because they had to go with their in-laws or whatever, but, you know, all around, everybody would end up back at the house to have a beer and watch the Cowboys game. It was a lot of fun. So I've had a lot of great memories like that of just hanging out in the big get-togethers. They were always fun.
I think for me, probably that one time that we like did I know it's like a common thing now, and back in the days, like we had never done it. I actually remember
the Friendsgiving?
Yeah, that one that we did at your house.
Oh my God. So hold on. I know Joseph's going to tell the story real quick. We were looking at pictures, like we're trying to look for an old picture from Thanksgiving, and Dee found the old like book, because we made a mixed book. If y'all don't know what a mixed book is, pretty cool. You can save a bunch of pictures into a book. And I think we labeled it dark meat and breast Thanksgiving celebration or some shit or something like that. We had a funny name for it. Anyways, go on, Joseph.
Well, I'm curious what story you're going to tell, because I was just going to say, like, I just thought it was cool because we had never done that before. And at the time, we were all still pretty much in one area. So we were actually able to do that. We got together as friends, I think the day, 2 days after Thanksgiving or something like that? That's like Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah,
that's Saturday. And we did the whole fucking thing. I think we did the whole thing. It was actually really nice weather. So we were outside. And it was really fucking cool because that was like one of the last times we were all
young without kids.
Young without kids. Well, yeah, young without kids. And we were all in the same place. And then, you know, as a year late, we just did it that one time. We didn't do it the next year. You know, people left, people moved.
Dark meat and breast. Please don't Google that anymore. All right.
That's why we named. So we have a mixed book that's called Dark.
I want to see this book.
Dark meat and breast Thanksgiving something. It's pretty funny. Anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
My best Thanksgiving, I remember the year, it was 1984, before you guys were born. I remember my
asshole. Is that why it was so good?
Is exactly.
It was the best time of my life. You all came around and ruined it.
I had a cousin who was older. He had an Atari, and he would, you know, I was the youngest cousin that was running around with everybody, and he would like give me an unplugged control pad. So I would think like I was the Ghost Monsters on Pac-Man or whatever. And my brother felt bad for me, and my brother told my parents, were like, well, you know, God, he loves Atari, and they're not letting him play. And so like my dad, I mean, geez, I don't know how much money they had saved over, but they let me open up a Christmas gift on Thanksgiving. It was an Atari 7800, which was like, whoa.
Nice.
I mean, I had Space Invaders and football and I mean, Pac-Man and Cubert and all these games. And it was like the best. And not only that, like, you know, Bob, your grandma, my aunt, she lived right across the alleyway from my house. So we got to walk over there and we had Thanksgiving there and the whole and it's just like you were talking about. The whole family was there. This was like like kids and growing up and when everybody used to get together, and we really don't have those gatherings anymore. It's always funerals or once in a while a wedding, you know, or divorce. But there's
always food apparently.
But I mean that to me, that Thanksgiving I will always remember. That was such a cool thing. We know that Thanksgiving brings about football. I mean, Thanksgiving and football go hand to hand. Guys, you remember the Leon Lett game?
Yes, Leon let the ball alone. The snow game. Yeah, I remember that one.
So let me break it down a little bit.
Yeah,
and maybe get your thoughts. So in 1993, there was a Thanksgiving snow game in Dallas. It was Dallas Cowboys against the Miami Dolphins. Pete Stoyanovich, Miami's kicker, lines up for a 40-yard game-winning field goal, and Jimmy Jones for the Cowboys blocks it. The ball is dead. Cowboys win. Camera show Jerry Jones celebrating, and he still has his original face and smile. Troy Aikman is hugging Michael Irvin. But then comes swooping feet first, Leon Lett, looking like Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat, coming in with his feet. Once the officials reconvene, they spot the ball at the one, saying that Leon Lett essentially fumbled the ball or touched the ball when it was dead. Easy chip shot field goal for Miami. It was incredibly disappointing. I remember we had a cousin Bob that lost a jackpot number.
My Uncle Fred,
he lost like $5,000 because Leon Lett
pissed off over him, being pissed off that he lost all that money.
But were you guys old enough to remember this moment?
I remember that moment. I
saw it at your house.
Yeah, we saw it at our house. Yeah, that we saw that and we were like, "What the hell is that guy doing?" Even as a kid, I was like, "He done fucked up, man."
I mean, nothing changes though. We repeat the same curse words and whatnot every time whenever the Cowboys lose, especially on Thanksgiving.
Well, you know,
but yeah, that one was worse though. That was like, yeah, that's some dumb, you know.
Leon Lett.
I can only imagine. I'm sorry, I can only imagine real quickly that nobody had money on the game as far as I know.
It was like $5,000 the pot number, didn't it?
Yeah. It was crazy. Leon Lett had previously fumbled at the 1 yard line at the Super Bowl, which, I mean, they were blowing out the Bills, so it didn't really matter. This game did count. I remember Jimmy Johnson once cut a backup linebacker, John Roper, who fell asleep during a special teams meeting. John Roper had just become a new dad, wasn't getting much sleep because he had a newborn son. And we know how it is, right? Yeah, I'm sure all the moms are like, you don't know what the fuck it is. How it is.
I didn't say anything. I just want to put that out there. It's Brand. That's RAND.
But, you know, he once cut a guy who fell asleep. And, you know, so he was a ruthless coach. He didn't cut Leon Lett because he was, you know, obviously a good player. But, I mean, man, what a showcase. Because we were living in the monoculture where everybody was watching this game. And it seemed like everybody around, like the world stopped when Leon Lett touched the football and fucked up the Cowboys' chances. You know, It was just incredibly boneheaded. And I mean, it sucks because Leon Lett, I think he was in the Pro Bowl like 2-3 times. He was a good defensive line player. But they remember him. We all remember him from his Super Bowl fumble when he stuck out his head.
Don Beebe
knocked the
ball out.
All of 5'6" knocks the ball down, and then he touches the ball on a dead ball during a block kick. But incredible, man. Every time, like I was always, I don't know if you guys could speak for the same, but you know, Thanksgiving is kind of a traditional holiday where you introduce your significant other to your extended family, you know, and I've had that several times with my wife, of course, going down there, and of course, prior relationships. I always had to give them like not a pep talk, but the disclaimer, like, hey, look, you know, this uncle just got off a coke binge. You know, this guy, you know, this one's an alcoholic.
This Theo's not gonna like you because you're not Mexican enough.
Yeah,
you didn't bring any food.
You please serve me my plate because
if you serve my plate, they're gonna give me dirty looks, and she's not right for you, mijo. She doesn't take care of you. I would serve you a plate. Yeah, but I'm not.
I always serve you your plate.
So yeah, please. But I mean, those disappointments, just with the significant others taking them down for Thanksgiving, you always get nervous. So you can't have like a good, fun Thanksgiving because you're worried that your cousin's gonna say something embarrassing, or because
well, it's not fun unless they say something embarrassing. Come on, man. That's the fucking whole point.
Like the filter stuff, like when they say stuff that's like totally off the wall, or like they say something that's like borderline offensive, and you're like, oh no, like don't say that. We don't think it.
He's just a baby.
Yeah, he's just a baby.
Oh shit.
Like the way they would baby me or whatever. It's just I would always get super nervous anytime I took a significant other to meet my family, and they always thought they were cool. But I mean, you just never know. You just wanted them on there. But also, I always recalled like the older, fathers and uncles would stay out drinking like late at night at Thanksgiving. That's when they, that was their time to shine. And you always like, okay, everybody was having fun all day. Everybody was cool. And then like at 2:00 in the morning, you hear a fuck you. No, fuck you. You always heard like.
That's what you get for starting to drink at 3:30 in the afternoon all the way to 2 in the morning, bro. So you gotta sleep earlier.
So, and then as a people, and I'm talking about Hispanics, we don't believe in Tupperware. So nothing pissed me off more than a few days after Thanksgiving, I wake up to make breakfast, get up to make a little toast, and I reach for the butter, most notably the Country Crock. I know it's spread, it's not butter. And then you open it.
It's nothing wrong with me, damn it.
It's very real to me. That's all I use.
It's Thanksgiving Day stuffing. It's not butter. And I mean, because we as a people, we don't believe in Tupperware. The Cool Whip bin is corn. The Kool-Aid pitcher is gravy. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, why do we do this? It's like the Saw movies.
Because it saves us money for buying Tupperware, sir. Cool Whip is over. Wash it out and use it for mashed potatoes. Come on, man. Get your life together.
You had to guess where the proper food was stored. I never had Tupperware until I got married, and putting leftovers in Tupperware doesn't seem natural to me. And when you have a perfectly good empty Dannon yogurt tub you can use, I mean, fucking use it. My wife is like, why are you using that yogurt for like the barbecue sauce?
Why did you buy the Country Crock instead of real butter so we can use it afterward for Tupperware?
But I mean, it was always like, you were always trying to guess where the leftovers were because they were in reused containers.
I knew exactly where the leftovers were. At like 3:00 in the morning when my dad would get done drinking and he'd warm himself up a plate, he'd leave them all on the counter for us to find in the morning and put back in the fridge. Probably spoiled.
But man, yeah, that Country Crock being old stuffing was always...
Well, that's one of the greatest Tupperware inventions I've ever seen in my life. If your butter can stay,
you knew a Mexican made that. Is it butter? Nah, kind of.
If your Country Crock
afterwards
can stay great in the fridge for like half a year, if you don't like eat toast like every fucking
how many of y'all have had atole out of a Country Crock carton? I guarantee you, all of us have at least had it once. If anybody knows what atole is, it's rice oatmeal type of. It's a rice cinnamon type of oatmeal.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Some of our listeners probably just, well, why didn't you just say oatmeal?
Because it's not oats, it's rice.
Or when they would send you home with like a tub with like Country Crock with like the stuff, and you'd be like,
and what's in there? What's in the Country Crock tub? It's turkey, mashed potatoes, stuff, everything just piled up on top of each other. It's a plate. We didn't have any plates. We're gonna give you a real plate. We'll never get it back. Give it to the fucking Country Crock tub.
Fucking Country Crock tub, dude. Yeah, man.
Cool Whip. And you know what? What's funny about that? Laughing about that, the Cool Whip thing. My wife was like, "Well, I got the Cool Whip. I got the Ready Whip. This, the spray, the spray." And I'm like, "No, we don't fucking use that. We use the Cool Whip." She's like, "Well, the kids like my family doesn't use Cool Whip." I was like, "Well, we're real Mexican. We use Cool Whip. We use a fucking Tupperware. I love Cool Whip. I will take Cool Whip over the spray bullshit." Ready Whip any fucking day.
And no measurements whatsoever. You want fruit salad, and then a half a thing of Cool Whip.
You're like, it's not even fruit anymore. It's just fucking whip.
How much Cool Whip do we use? About fucking four tablespoons.
So you can't see the fruit anymore, mijo.
We love that Cool Whip, man.
Yeah, fuck Jesus, yeah, I love Christ. Cool Whip.
But, okay, guys, we're gonna talk about sides now. All right, so
finally sides.
Let's talk about sides. So we're going to do a little something. We're going to talk about our top 5 sides. So we're going to go, it's kind of like our top 10 rock bands. So we're going to go,
Okay.
Everybody says they're 5, and then they're 4, and then we defend.
Perfect. This is perfect. Okay.
Excellent.
We've been drinking, folks, so just letting you know.
The main event right here. Okay.
All right.
So number 5 side. Bob, what do you got?
Okay, so it's going to sound awful, and everyone's going to be like, what the fuck? And my wife even questioned it at the beginning, but now she's a believer. My mom's rice, she makes Mexican rice. It's not Mexican rice because it doesn't have doesn't have peas, it doesn't have corn, carrots in it. It's just Mexican rice. It's orange rice, and it's so fucking good with the turkey and mashed potato. I don't know why. I don't know. It's Mexican fucking rice. But even my wife, when she first met us and she came for Thanksgiving, she was like, "Rice? We have rice." My wife is 75% white, folks. So she was like, "We're not having hoagies and ham. No, we're having Mexican rice and mashed potatoes for and gravy out of a fucking coffee damn pot." Anyways, so Mexican rice. I don't know what it is about it, and the way my mom makes it, it's a little different, but it's really, really. These guys have had it, so they can attest to it.
It is really good. I can attest to it. Yeah, Joseph, what do you have as your number 5 side?
And I had this discussion. I'm saying corn. I had this too. Yes, I'm saying corn because it's it's not something I usually put on the plate, and then I was having this discussion. I was talking to my mother because I was wondering whether or not I needed to make something. There's something specific that I like, and I'll talk. It's one of my sides, and I'll just talk about it. But this is something that I fucking need. I called her and I asked her, and I said, "Is somebody gonna bring this, or do I need to make it?" And she said, "I think that when my aunt's gonna make some." So I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. I have no problem making it. I just needed to know whether or not it was gonna be brought. So if it wasn't, then I was gonna bring it myself. So, and then she mentioned to me about corn, and I'm like, "We've never had corn." And she's like, "Yes, we do." And I'm like, "I've never seen corn at Thanksgiving." And she's like, "No, we do. You just don't get it." And I'm like, "We've never had corn." So I went back and forth on this topic with her real quickly. But anyway,
it's in the Cool Whip tub.
Like, how do we not have corn? What's the cheapest, easiest thing as a filler? 2 cans of corn and a stick of butter. Throw it in the microwave. There you go. We have a side.
So for me, side number 5, I'm saying corn because it's not really something that I ever put on the plate. I mean, to be honest with you, and if I did, I don't remember that I've ever done so. I'm real limited on sides, to be honest with you. Like I'm a pretty simple man. I know what I want. No, but not necessarily. But I'm just not like a huge side person. There's specific sides, and then that's it. But you, Randy, was yours corn too?
Mine was corn. Yeah, and we didn't share our selection. Go ahead, Bob.
Is it cream corn or is it corn?
Good. Let's say corn. For me, it's just corn.
Good designation, because that's what my wife asked. Because my wife, since we're doing Ancestry.com here, she's 100% white.
She's like, "You gotta have cream corn." Well, cream corn? I've never had that before in my life.
So my wife did the shopping, and she's like, "Well, what do you want?" And I was like, "Corn." And she's like, "We don't have corn for Thanksgiving. We have carrots." And I was like, "No, I want corn." And so she asked me, "Cream corn?" I was like, "No, just regular corn."
I can't imagine anything more beautiful. Sorry. That video is everywhere, bro. You can't get away from that.
I almost spit on my whiskey. God damn it, Joseph.
So, and here's my thing. And you guys are probably going to quit this podcast after I give this hot take.
I quit every week, bro. You just don't know.
I die every day.
As Hispanics, we've done some horrible things to corn. I am not a fan of street corn, and let me tell you why.
What the fuck?
Hold on. Anything with the name street
Bob
in it
quit.
Sounds ominous. I mean, like streetwalker, right? We've turned our beloved corn into something you'd call a prostitute, right? Anyway, okay, for those of
What's wrong with prostitutes? Now we're alienating a third of our audience.
So anyway, for those of you who don't know what Mexican street corn is, you could go to Chili's.
He's full of shit.
And get a fake. So anyway, it's mayo, sour cream, butter, cheese, and let's put some cilantro to class it up.
Sour cream? God, no wonder you don't like it. You're in the wrong spot, bro. You're in the wrong spot, bro.
And people wonder why our organs give out on us. But I enjoy corn in its natural state.
The main one works.
Just regular corn. I'm not a fan of street corn. I know it's in a lot of places. It's big in the valley. It's big here in San Antonio. It's big. It's huge in the valley. Not a fan of street corn. I just like corn in its natural God-given state.
So
on the cob?
with
On the cob.
everything on it, do you?
On the
liar. He's
No,
like,
not
I
the
like a
cob.
natural state right off the fucking right with the husk and everything.
Okay, what was your number 4, Bob?
You know what? I'm starting to think that I have eaten corn at Thanksgiving, but on the cob,
you
and like
have.
I've cut it. I'm starting to think I have.
So this is my number 4, and it's an answer. And it
By the way,
comes along
Bob,
with
I'm
the
sorry, real
question.
quick. By the way, Bob's barbecue smoked corn, whatever it is that you do with the corn.
Yes, I make street
When-
corn, grilled street corn, and
Grilled
it's
street
amazing.
corn.
We don't use sour cream.
No, whatever he does, it's fucking good.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's
I'm
amazing.
sorry, I
I'm
just
gonna
had to
start
throw that
posting
out there.
pictures on our site.
Yeah, let's
So
do
everybody
that.
can call you
Let's do the
wrong.
corn.
Yeah, okay. Let's
All
do
right.
the corn. Okay.
Go ahead, number 4.
Sounds like a bad porno. Let's go. So number 4, I have rolls, and this is essential because you
You don't
have
got
to
no
have
toast?
the right. We don't get no. You don't. We don't pay no toes. We do no rolls. You got to have a roll. That's like the number 4. So I almost moved it to number 2 because it's that essential. But I want to ask y'all, what is the roll? What's the roll? What roll do you all have? Because this is my number 4. Is it your biscuit? Is it a cornbread? Is it the Hawaiian fancy bullshit because you're all cultured and you make some money now? Or is it like the old school cheap fucking Hill Country fare, small rolls with like the 2 or 3 lines on top?
Yes.
Those are the fucking best. And you
They
try to
sell
make
you
a
a pack
sandwich
of,
out
like,
of that.
fucking
It's
10.
so. Yes, you have. Jesus Christ, Joseph.
I prefer those rolls, and it's funny that you mentioned that because when my wife, she had said, "Well, what kind of roll?" I go, "I want the cheap HEB Hill Country fare with like the little top and the little lines." Don't, because she likes the crescent rolls. I was like, "No, you can get the crescent rolls for Christmas. Let me have these rolls for Thanksgiving." You know, because I love those rolls. I love those. I don't like these big, like, hey, I brought this from like whatever fancy health shop or whatever you have near. I want the cheap.
They're gluten free.
They're
They're all inclusive.
Because the rolls, I don't have them in my top 5 because I just assume they're too essential to name as a side.
Come on, goddamn! See, that's where you're wrong. Wrong about the corn. Wrong about the rolls. Let's hear it, folks.
But
Let them have it. RAND.
What rolls do you like?
I like the simple, basic, cheap ones. We don't need anything fancy. Just, it's fucking bread. What are you
How
gonna do?
dare you say that about
No,
it?
but what
It's
are
number
you?
4, sir? It's
what are
not
you
just
gonna?
bread. It's
What are you gonna
essential.
do with it? What are you gonna do with it that you need it to be
lot of
like some
nasty
fancy
things.
Hawaiian roll? It's fine on its own as it is. You slice that bitch up, maybe put a little butter on it if you want, or like how Bob does it. I know he was just talking like I think he makes little turkey sandwiches out of them. So some
We're
people
gonna
do that.
It's the smallest piece of turkey, the 1 spoonful of stuffing, and whatever mashed potato with gravy I can.
Yeah, that's what you need it for. No, that's all you need it for. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. Rolls, for me, it's the rolls, not cornbread.
Roll is a
Like,
roll.
I know
and it's
cornbread's
always
like a cornbread might be
Cornbread's amazing.
its own thing. Like, but I guess you're saying rolls at number 4 as
the side.
is your
That's-
bread is your
I
bread.
need it.
Like you
I
don't
need
even
it.
need
It's my
cornbread.
side. I can just
Okay.
eat those all day and I won't feel guilty. But no, corn. It's because we're in Texas, folks. So cornbread is with chili.
Yeah,
Some
I had this
people are
weekend.
gonna be like, you can't have corn. How do you not have cornbread? Because in Texas, cornbread is with chili, and that's 100%. Dina, my wife always makes great cornbread with her chili, and it's amazing. That's how we eat it here, folks. But rolls, you got it. That's my number 4 side. What about you, Joe? What's your number 4 side?
Well, okay, so I need to ask you if it's
Oh,
okay
here we
to
go.
call. I need to ask you because I have two. Well, I have what I wanted at number 4, and if y'all don't consider it a side, then I have something else. So for me, it would be ham. Do you consider that a side, or it's a meat?
I think it's a main dish, but if defend it as a
No,
side,
the turkey's the main dish.
Well, for me, turkey is the main dish.
Side.
I know some people just do ham, like they'll just do a fucking ham.
Mollejas, ribs. We just have it. Go ahead, Joseph.
It's not the main. I get ham because it's good, but it's not like I'm gonna go back and get more ham. No, I'll have some more turkey. I'll have some more, other stuff. But I'll have like just maybe a few slices of ham. It's good. I like it.
you do the
and I-
pineapple rings.
No. Well, when it's cooked,
Yeah.
like whoever does it, like I think they do that too. They make it a little bit sweet. But
You want it good or not?
I can say the other one real quickly.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the other, just in case, because I didn't know if ham would have been suitable or if people, I don't know, maybe a lot of people aren't going to consider it a side. So my Number 4 backup would have been green bean casserole, but it has to be like specific.
No.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But can we hold off on green bean?
We'll have the argument when we have the argument.
No, I'll just say it. Like I know there's like a million ways to make it, but I'm a simple man as far as green bean casserole. You don't need to do anything fancy other than the green beans and maybe some cream of mushroom soup. This guy.
We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna argue when Randy brings it up.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
I'll hold the argument.
It's coming.
But ham. Yeah. I mean, ham is delicious, and you know what? I grew up with a dad that he was dead set. Like when we had Thanksgiving, he made fucking sure that somebody made a ham, and my grandmother used to make it all the time, and he loved their for it. And he would always tell us, "Sweater, please make the ham. Please make the ham," because he wouldn't eat it that day. But the next morning, hungover, he would make eggs and warm up the ham, and he would eat ham and eggs nonstop. And now that's how I eat it because that was just directly from him. I love ham. It's great.
And that's why I thought of it as a side. It's an essential side. For me, it's number 4. I think because I don't eat. Maybe for me, it's because I don't eat so much ham as opposed to the other sides that are going to be talked about, and then turkey is the main thing. It's fucking turkey. But I know there's families that just like do the ham. They don't eat turkey, so that's why I kind of mentioned
Christmas over here. That's Christmas.
Yeah, it's Christmas. The ham has a special place in my heart because that was the first meal I ever cooked for my wife was a ham. I haven't done anything.
What the hell, man? Go easy spaghetti, hamburgers.
I mean, hot dogs, chili dogs,
apron and everything. Come on, man.
Go all out.
Everything's been the air fryer since, but that first I was like, well, I'm gonna bake her a ham. I thought I did a good job. It was a good memory. Number 4 for me, I have cranberry sauce, and I like the Ocean Spray. If they ever want to sponsor us, please Ocean Spray, do it. I will gladly read your
Me and Joseph will fall off a skateboard for y'all.
Yeah. I mean, give me the canned stuff that sounds like, Jabba the Hutt when he moves around, when you pour it out. It pairs so nicely with the savory sides and with the turkey. You got to put a little cranberry in every sort of bite with the turkey. It just pairs so nicely. What do you guys think about cranberry?
No.
I'm sorry, dude.
I'm sorry, man. We're outskis. We're too Mexican for cranberry sauce. I'm sorry, bro.
It's not. It's not anything.
Only have that if you have a UTI or you have an urinary tract infection, something like that. Only time you ever have cranberry.
I love cranberry juice. I'm all on board with Ocean Spray. You said Ocean Spray, right?
Ocean Spray, yeah.
Ocean Spray sponsoring us. I'd love some free cranberry juice.
I love Ocean Spray cranberry juice, dude.
I love their cranberry cocktail, which is like the grape and cranberry. It's delicious. But no, dude, like I see, I'm not. There's only so many things in this world that I'm like, okay, sweet, and
it's not a charcuterie board.
Yeah, there's only so many things that you can do, in my opinion, for me, that I'm like, okay, like a charcuterie board, you throw some jam on something with a little bit of ham or something like that. Cheese. Mixing of the turkey, making my turkey. You pour cranberry sauce on your turkey?
I mix it in a little bit with every bite.
Okay, you get like a little bit of a sweet turkey.
Fucking plate, plop.
It's so good.
Like dog food coming out of the can.
It doesn't work for. I mean, I'm not making fun. I'm not hating
all our
on
viewers from Minnesota are like Mexican rice and they're dissing cranberry juice. Fuck these guys.
Personally, it's not for me. Like I can't.
Personal choice. No, I agree. Like, I want my turkey savory and salty and smoky. So, like, the gravy or with mashed potatoes or with stuffing, I think that's where it's at. Adding the cranberry sauce. And I don't think cranberry sauce is bad. I actually think it's very good.
Maybe a little bit on a bread.
With chingada, Joseph, goddamn it, more rolls. I think
I don't get no toast.
I think I'd rather have gravy with the with my turkey than cranberry sauce. That's just me, my personal opinion.
Oh man, I don't know. You guys are missing out. A little cranberry with your turkey, you'll love it.
So you're one of those guys that are like little cranberry, little gravy. It's like dipping a French fry in a Frosty. It's okay. It's fine. Nobody's looking at you. Just taste it. Eat it. Nobody will care.
All right, let's go number 3, Bob. What do you got?
Number 3. Broccoli rice casserole, broccoli and cheese casserole. Dude, you gotta go with. Now, I don't like green bean casserole. Whenever you mention it, I'll explain why. But
it's coming up.
Broccoli rice. That's that's what I said last time I tried green bean casserole. It's coming up. Broccoli rice casserole is just so amazing. I think there's something to the cheese element, adding the cheesy rice, broccoli to like the mashed potatoes, having like a cheesy mashed potato in that bite or with the turkey. Yeah, there's something about it that really meshes well that I'm really, really into. It's one of my favorite. I didn't have broccoli rice casserole. Somebody call it broccoli cheese casserole, broccoli rice casserole, whatever. I didn't have it, so I was like a junior in high school till my cousin Ken, his wife, made a batch of it, and I was like, "Where the fuck has this been all my life?" So because usually it was Mexican rice. Anyways, it's amazing. It's delicious. I've been trying to talk my wife into making it, and she was like, "I made it for you last year, and it sucked." I'm like, "I don't care. I'd rather eat it shitty. I don't care. I need that element in my meal." My plate. So when I feel miserable about myself the next day, I could be like, at least I had that. I only have it once a year. What do y'all think about that, Joe? What do you think about broccoli rice casserole?
I love it. I don't have it at number 3.
Ooh.
So I can talk about it a little bit more, or I can wait till I bring it up.
No, you wait. You hold.
But I love it. I love it. And I always, for me, just because like you mentioned it.
Did I make you bring some last year for me?
Yes, you did. Yeah, I made it. That's why
how much I like it, folks. I got in trouble with my wife because she made some that wasn't very good, so I had Joseph bring some that they made at his house for me to eat.
I made it. This is why I had that discussion earlier that I was like, okay, I need to know if somebody's bringing this or not, so that I can make it if I have to. And I did make it last year, and this guy was like, bring me some. And what did I bring it to him? I brought it to him in an old cotton candy Tupperware.
An old cotton candy Tupperware. This is,
you know how they sell cotton candy in like Tupperwares now in a plastic bag.
They do now.
That is some great fancy Tupperware. So I saved that bitch.
Like, you're not good enough for a real plate. I put it in the cotton candy. I had to eat all the cotton candy beforehand. It might smell a little bit like blue raspberry, but it's good.
That broccoli cheese. I like broccoli cheese casserole. I don't broccoli rice casserole.
Well, I mean, I've heard it named both ways.
I will eat it with chicken, maybe with a nice fish meal. Not for Thanksgiving. To me, that doesn't scream Thanksgiving. I mean, I get it.
Chicken and turkey is the same shit. Masa menos. One puts you to sleep. One is crunchy.
I don't know. I mean, it's okay. I don't consider it a Thanksgiving side. I haven't had it for Thanksgiving. I haven't had it.
We're having all sorts of problems with you today, sir. It's like I don't even know you anymore.
Very particular with my Thanksgiving.
Cranberry sauce and not broccoli rice casserole. What the hell is going on?
No broccoli. I don't diss it. I'm sure it's delicious. I just don't have it on Thanksgiving. So maybe I'll try it. Maybe we'll give it a shot.
You mix it you eat it with the mashed potato, so it's like a cheesy mashed potato. We'll get into that. Go ahead.
Excellent.
What's yours?
So number 3. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Did I?
Yeah, number 3 for
number
you.
3. Okay. So number 3 for me is a creation that was created in 1955 by Dorcas Riley in Camden, New Jersey. That's a name you could trust in the kitchen. It's a vegetable. That's all you need to know. It is a green bean casserole. I mean, you need greens, right? Fried French onions. You got the consistency, the crunchiness, the cream of mushroom, the green beans. I'll only eat green beans that way. I won't eat green beans regularly. But I
am the exact opposite. Go ahead.
I love green bean casserole. It tastes good. It pairs well because it's got all these sorts of consistencies in the flavor. I don't know what your issue is with green bean casserole. I think it's delicious. What do you guys think?
It tastes the same going up as it did going down. That's the fucking issue I have. No, you want to know what my main issue is? Here's my main issue. Green beans out of a can used to make me sick and gross me out as a kid.
Really?
And I cannot have green beans out of a can. Green beans, fresh green beans, steamed green beans are fucking amazing. And if you serve green beans, like we had that at our school the other day where they served to us, the teachers, steamed green beans, amazing. Blanched steamed green beans, amazing stuff, dude. I can eat the shit out of green beans. But green beans in a can, there's something about that liquid and the smell, dude. It grossed me out since I was a kid. So when they're like, "Oh, green bean casserole, what's in a green bean? It's cool," and I look and I'm like, "No, that's gross." It doesn't do it for me. And Joseph will be the main decider here because I know Joseph loves both. If I'm measuring, because if we're gonna go casserole, we gotta go casserole versus casserole. If it's green bean casserole versus broccoli rice casserole, it's broccoli rice casserole all day, buddy. What do you think, Joseph? Be the tiebreaker.
Well, if you're asking me to pick between those two, of course I'm gonna pick broccoli rice and cheese.
He's the same guy that puts it in a cotton candy bin to deliver. So I mean, how can we trust him?
But I will say, but here's my thing with green bean casserole. And going back to what Bob said, as far as like canned green beans, is it the greatest smell when you open them? No, but it's not what I mean. I'm not saying it's horrible.
Well, pizza smells like feet, according to Bob's grandpa.
You're ruining pizza for a lot of people. A lot of people at home are like, what the fuck? Next time I eat pizza, I'm gonna fucking think about feet.
There you go. I'm sorry.
But anyway, no. For me, canned green beans there's nothing. Put them in the pan, throw a little 2 tablespoons of butter, and let them simmer in there. Those bitches are good.
See what happens.
But I'm very particular with and I think, or I'm not sure if there's other ways. Maybe people make it from scratch. I'm like I said, I'm simple. Green beans, they got it, but it's got to be like the Campbell's cream of mushroom soup.
Yes. Yeah.
If you do anything other than that, I'm not fucking eating it.
Cream of mushroom, and then the French is
because I like. I mean, that cream of mushroom soup is. I sometimes just
gotta go name brand.
Do some broccoli. Frozen broccoli, and then I drain the water and eat it like that. I mean, it's delicious. But I'm specific. If you're doing anything other than that, I'm not going to eat it. So, I mean, that's why I had it. I had it as a kind of backup number 4 in case ham wasn't good. I'm real specific. I like I said, I don't do anything too crazy to it. As long as you don't do anything too crazy to it, you're fine. It's when you start going off the book that you're like, I'm not gonna fucking eat that shit.
If there's somebody out there that makes a like steamed fresh green bean casserole, I'm in. Send us the recipe. I'm in. But the canned green beans, it made Jolly Green Giant bullshit that smells terrible.
By the way, I don't think I didn't say my 3, so I'll just do real quick.
No, we haven't done 3 yet.
We're doing 3 right now.
Yeah, we're on 3. I think we skipped over Joseph. Go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah. For 3, I had stuffing. I gotta have stuffing.
All right, I got stuffing. Okay, I got it.
Okay,
later.
I gotta hire.
Wow, really? Okay, I gotta have stuffing. For some reason, a lot of people in my there's not many people in my family get together that eat the stuffing, so we don't make too much, so that we don't have too much left over. I don't know why. I really don't. Yeah, I don't fucking understand it either. I do too. People are like, it's just like I
got a theory, but
like they don't they're like, oh, like I don't know what you don't get about it. I'm not really 100% sure. It's like bread, right?
It's bread.
I don't know. It just tastes fucking good. Like it does. It's delicious. I know there's some flavors that you can buy. I gotta have it. Thankfully, somebody is making it. Like and this is another thing that I had to ask. I'm like, is somebody bringing the stuff in? Because if not, then I'm gonna have to fucking make it because I gotta have it.
Stovetop
for sure. Yeah, well, I have my thoughts on stuff when I get to it. So
okay, but that was my 3. From Joseph, my number 2 is stuffing. So this works out perfectly. Stuffing is essential. This is when you think of Thanksgiving and you think of turkey, you have to have stuffing, and hopefully you have an aunt or someone that can make the stuffing really well. And the great thing about stuffing is even if nobody can make it, stovetop makes the easiest fucking shit. You just add it to a pot of water and it's ready in like 30 seconds and you're ready to roll. Stovetop, you gotta have stuffing, man. It's that.
This segment is brought to you by Stovetop Stuffing.
Yeah. It's like when you've already had 8 rolls and you don't want anybody else to see you eating bread, eat Stovetop made of full bread stuffing. It's one of my favorite things, probably because you don't eat stuffing at any other point in the year. Maybe Christmas, but it's only for Thanksgiving. You only have it with turkey at Thanksgiving. That's what makes it so special.
Exactly.
And so perfect. It's a Thanksgiving food. It's a Thanksgiving food.
I don't eat it any other time.
I have stuffing at number 1, so I'll give my thoughts on stuffing.
Okay. So before we get there, and we'll go into your 2 right now in a bit. I just got to add to it. For some reason, stuffing, like to me, the way you describe your cranberry sauce with just a little bit with like maybe the potatoes or the turkey. That's how I feel about stuffing. Like I need a little bit of stuffing on my spoon with a little bit of my mashed potatoes, or a little bit of stuffing and a little bit of my turkey. It just fucking works, dude. I don't know why.
Yep.
You have no arguments with me on stuffing. I'll give my thoughts when I get to number one.
Cool.
But for my number two, I have mashed potatoes. I mean, you can't go wrong. And you know, I prefer instant mashed potatoes. I know a lot of people have.
What the fuck,
instant
sir?
mashed
This is America's holiday, sir, and you're going instant. What the hell's your
I don't
problem?
mind.
Take
I don't
the time
mind.
and boil the potatoes, sir.
I mean, many years ago, I spent, Thanksgiving at somebody else's house, and I remember I had never had like real mashed potatoes, and there was like lumps and like real butter, and it was good. It was delicious. But man, give me the powder and parquet, and I'm happy. I don't ask for much with
Country Crock, sir.
I don't ask for much on my mashed potatoes.
Oh, I have mashed potatoes coming. I don't want to give my thoughts on mashed potatoes yet. But Joseph, what's your number two?
Well, my number two is I got broccoli, rice, and cheese. I know we've already discussed this, but I gotta have that. That's my number two. So we got turkey, my main side, and broccoli rice. I've already discussed it. Like I had to make, like said, I had to make the calls. I had to make sure that it was going to be present, whether or not I had to make it myself. It is just so freaking good. Again, simple. You don't got to do anything fancy with this. It's very simple. Just cook your rice, just steam your broccoli, get your cheese. And this is where, I guess it can be where sometimes it comes into play and somebody can make a bad batch of broccoli, rice, and cheese when they use some crap cheese. They're not using
he said crap, not Kraft.
Not Kraft, yeah.
Using crap cheese, they're not using Velveeta.
They're not using Velveeta, or they're
Velveeta's not good cheese, Joseph.
I make a mac and cheese bake, and it's from scratch. So you do it with the milk and the spices and the flour and grated cheese, and you make your cheese sauce, and it's fucking delicious. This is how I would have made my broccoli, rice, and cheese. So you can either
I think you just got yourself 20 dates right now just describing it.
You can either go all out and do it yourself, make your cheese sauce, or buy Velveeta. If you're going crazy and you're using Kraft slices, you deserve to be in jail. Do not lay Kraft singles on rice and broccoli and put that in
Use the gross ass Velveeta that's in the cube, baby.
Yeah.
Or
just kidding.
Just I am so specific on this. It means so much to me. It's number two on my list, but it has to be there. And like I said, if I have to make it myself, I'll make it myself.
Just so you know, Rand, green bean casserole just got shit on again.
Yeah. Hey, I do like a good broccoli, as I mentioned before, broccoli, cheese, and rice. I don't consider it, to me, this is news. I've never had it for Thanksgiving. I know we're talking about some non-traditional stuff like the Spanish rice as well. Also very delicious.
Mexican rice or Mexican. There's a difference. That's Spanish. Whatever.
Oh, you put a jalapeno in there, right? But these things to me at least aren't traditional, but I love hearing from different households and what they were brought up in. I know we've all grown up with each other, but finding this stuff out, I think it's super cool, and I think hopefully people will get some ideas for their sides to try. So it's all good. What did you have for your number one, Bob?
Oh man, you gotta go mashed potatoes. Okay, so I don't think there's a debate. I really, really don't like having. As soon as you brought this up, top five sides. It's top five sides. I'm sorry. It's mashed potatoes, man. You can have turkey, and even if they skip out on the stuffing because they're cheap asses, and they skip out on the broccoli and cheese or the rolls, if you have turkey and you have mashed potatoes with some gravy, it's all gravy, baby. You're all good. You have to have mashed potatoes and turkey and Thanksgiving. That's the fucking side, man. That's the side, whether it's instant, whether it's, homemade, whether you add weird shit to it, like sour cream and cheese. I saw in some of the recipes on YouTube. I was like, whoa, it's way too, that's too much for me, bro. Mashed potatoes is where to go. The main question, guys, the biggest question is, what gravy are you adding to the mashed potatoes? Are we going brown gravy? Are you going white gravy? Is it sausage gravy?
Brown.
Do you have white brown? You have a white mother-in-law who makes their own special concoction. What is going on? Because if it's Mexican family, we're not making our own. We're using the instant brown gravy that comes in a little packet with water.
Yeah. I'll get into this. Yeah. I'll follow this and add to it because my number one is mashed potatoes as well.
All right.
Specifically for this, just to answer Bob's question, I did say brown. With turkey, I like what I like.
I like white on the turkey,
like white
brown on the
gravy.
mashies.
I like. Oh, that's interesting. We'll get to talk about that. I like white gravy. I like it with specific dishes. If I'm eating like fried chicken, like I mentioned earlier, it's already got white gravy on it. I'm gonna put white gravy on my mashed potatoes. But turkey for me is a brown gravy situation, so therefore I would just use brown gravy on my mashed potatoes. It's fine. It's totally perfect. I am agreeing with Bob that if anybody comes, like when my family gets together and we do Thanksgiving, if you're going to just have a plate of turkey and mashed potatoes, cool. Nobody's in it. If you're just getting fucking sides, we're going to look at you weird. Like, why did you even come? So I agree with Bob. Like, you can have a simple Thanksgiving if you have turkey and mashed potatoes. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't need to have any of the other stuff. You're cool. They go hand in hand. Like I mentioned earlier, turkey and gravy. The gravy's already on the turkey. It's mixing into your mashed potatoes. It works perfectly. You put them right next to each other on the plate, everybody. That's how it goes.
And you pour gravy on everything, and then you feel really bad the next day.
Exactly. You put these two always go together on my plate. They should go on together on everybody else's plate. They go hand in hand. It is perfect. Back in the days when the Pilgrims were cooking the turkey, it was whoever brought the turkey.
Weren't cooking. First, the Pilgrims weren't cooking. They're sitting at the table, and Native Americans are fucking doing all the cooking.
Well, okay,
nobody wants to eat the fucking Pilgrims food.
Well, when they were roasting that turkey, the only thing that they brought, I mean, maybe it was because it was back then all they did, they could just farm. So if they had the potatoes, and it just goes hand in hand. Let me just leave it at that. Like in my book, you cannot have turkey. You can't have turkey without mashed potatoes, and you definitely can't eat just mashed potatoes without turkey.
Ask Marie Callender's. You ever had a Marie Callender's? You ever had one of those microwavable meals? And the turkey, it's turkey and mashed potatoes with gravy, folks. There's no stuffing, there's no broccoli cheese, there's definitely not a green bean fucking casserole on that thing. It is turkey and mashed potatoes with a shitload of gravy, and it's for $1 each in the frozen aisle. Come on,
they go hand in hand.
By the way, Joseph, I did a quick Google research. The Native Americans, they cooked the turkey. The Pilgrims just brought the green bean casserole. So they fucked everything. No, it was good. It was thank you.
But they brought their own Tupperware, by the way.
They brought that in disease. But other than that, my number one is stuffing, and I'm a simple stuffing person. I love stovetop. Don't give me anything with walnuts or berries. I don't care about parsley.
Oh, so you're not cultured.
No, I don't care about parsley, rosemary, or kosher salt. Stuffing to me, it's unattractive. Stuffing to me is so tough to look at, yet it's so good. It's like the Ed Sheeran of side dishes. You know, I think it tastes great, but it doesn't look very good. If you told me
it doesn't. Okay, never mind. Go ahead, keep going. I'm sorry.
To me, I mean, out of everything Thanksgiving. And if you asked me, you could only have one side with your turkey. I know both of you would say mashed potatoes, and obviously, you know, you made your points on that. But to me, you cannot have your turkey without the stuffing. It is essential. It's crucial. It's the Robin to the turkey's Batman. You cannot go wrong, but it's got to be stovetop. I don't like fancy, you know, stuffing. What do you guys, are you guys like stuffing, like, you know, are you making your own recipe?
First off, let me just say there's 1,000 or probably a million redheads that just spit out their drink and are pissed off because of that Ed Sheeran comment. Again, his name is Randall, Randa. How can stuffing be the Ed Sheeran? How dare you say that? Stuffing is amazing, and the one thing I think we discussed it right now, me and Joseph agreed, it's the only side that you'll ever eat on Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? All the other sides can actually be used at any other point in time, with chicken during Christmas. You know what I mean? It depends on how ethnic or non-ethnic your mother-in-law and father-in-law are. So, but stuffing is amazing, and I think that in order to have a really great turkey, you have to have mashed potatoes and you have to have stuffing. I mean, if you would just give me those three things, I'd be golden. I'd be good. As long as there's a little gravy and there's a cold beer afterwards, I'm all gravy, baby. But I think stuffing is maybe underrated, dude. And you know what I'm going to say? Stovetop is amazing. Stovetop is really, really good. And simple, kudos to them because it's so simple, and they have that fucking, it's Monopoly, bro. They have that shit cornered, bro. Nobody else is making. If you're buying stuffing out of a box on Thanksgiving, there's no Hill Country Fair bullshit. Everybody's buying stovetop. But I've had some homemade ones, and I got to tell you, dude, they're pretty fucking amazing. Some with pecans, some with sausage, some with different things that are pretty fucking amazing. So I wouldn't shit on those because there's some really good homemade stuff. But stovetop, man. I mean, stovetop. You're out there listening. I know you're not, but if you are, hey.
We'll read an ad for free.
We're gonna hashtag the shit
You're
out
my
of
boy
it.
Blue.
Stovetop,
Dude. They've cornered the market. They really have. They're amazing. They make amazing shit.
I think that, Rand, wow, for you to pick stuffing as your number one, hand in hand to turkey, or however you want to do. Like I said, stuffing is my number 3. I love stuffing. I need to have it, but placing, like, I guess I just find I'm not dogging you. I'm not.
He's okay. You can dog him.
I don't understand.
Oh my god, cranberries!
I'm curious that he would pick stuffing over. Like he has to have stuffing more than mashed potatoes.
For sure.
That's
can I tell you why? Okay.
Go ahead.
One of my favorite.
Like carbs.
Yeah,
and this is because I love stuffing and I need to have it too.
One of my favorite things when my mom used to make a Thanksgiving lunch or whatever, and the stuffing was on top of the stove. I would always get like a roll because the rolls were done. You get a roll, you get a spoon, and put a little stuffing. And the stuffing was always like the first thing I ate, and a lot of people eat. So to me, a lot of it is memory and just sort of like
I got you.
Well, what? It's funny that you mentioned that you were able to get a spoon and scoop some in. I would get a roll and run by what was available. The mashed potatoes. You just dip it in, and run out of the fucking kitchen before they yell at you.
You just fucking open it like a Pac-Man.
Open it like a Pac-Man.
Or just get a roll, walk by, scoop it in the mashed potatoes, and walk by.
Your mom would get pissed after the fourth roll.
Hey, get the fuck out of the kitchen, goddamn it! Trying to cook here.
I want to ask you guys a question.
And then smile at the camera, them taking pictures of it afterwards. He's so funny.
I want to ask you guys a question real quick. So we just kind of listed we just listed our 5 essentials as far as sides. Okay, so I want to pose a question to you guys. You got 3 options. I'm giving you 3 options, and turkey is one of them. Okay, or is that too much? Or
no, that's what I asked.
Throw in the turkey. Yeah.
Okay,
go ahead.
Of your 5 essentials, you can only have 3. Do you take your one? Turkey is one of them. Do you take your 2 and 3, or are you like gonna sacrifice your 2 because you got to have something else? 3 things: turkey and 2 of your 5. Are you taking the number 1 and number 2?
I'm not. I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm taking mashed potatoes and gravy in my roll. And fuck y'all. I'm taking my rolls.
So you're doing your turkey, mashed potatoes, and your roll.
And my roll. And
that's your meal.
I'm in. Let's go.
I'm going with I'm going with the stuffing for sure, and the mashed potatoes. Missing the roll is going to hurt me. But I mean,
you're gonna feel a lot better the next morning.
At least you got some bread with the stuffing, so that kind of makes up for it.
I see. I knew this was. When I thought about this question, I was like, I knew this is gonna fuck everybody up because for me, it's gonna be turkey. It's gonna be turkey, mashed potatoes, and I gotta have my stuffing. Even though I have broccoli, rice, and cheese as my number 2.
I'm gonna post pictures of me eating rolls and you all not during Thanksgiving on our Instagram page.
No, you get to have whatever you want, bro. I'm just saying, like, if it came down to it. You only get 3 items on a plate: turkey and what else?
Shit, I could
it's mashed potatoes and stuff.
I'll have mashed potatoes, broccoli, and rice and rolls. Fuck this shit. Fuck the turkey.
Let me ask you guys. And I think I'm going to edit a lot of the earlier stuff because this stuff has been fun.
This stuff's been amazing.
But let me ask you guys this. Okay, I'm going to pose another question.
Uh-oh.
Pecan or pumpkin?
Pecan. Dude, I'm sorry. Okay, so look, check this out.
This guy, I think Randy was gonna say some more stuff. And this guy, pecan.
You asked the question, I answered. It's not even a question. So before, when I was a kid, it was all pumpkin, and then I got older, and I got a little culture in me, and then I tried pecan pie for the first time, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? And why hasn't my Mexican family ever made this before?" Because they're Mexican, and they bought the HEB fucking pumpkin pie from HEB, and I was like, "Come on, man, goddamn it, you could buy a pumpkin." So pecan pie, I had. Oh my god, pecan pie, not pecan, because I'm
just fucking with
pecan. The wife makes a chocolate bourbon pecan pie every Thanksgiving, and it is so amazing. It's what I don't even eat it after my meal. I wait till I drink and watch the game, and then I'll grab a whiskey, and then I'll have that with it, and I'll be like, Jesus Christ, I could die perfectly right now. It's pecan pie. It's pecan pie. What do you think, Joseph?
Man, I like them both. You're
wrong.
But I gotta take pumpkin.
Oh
Pumpkin.
no!
Yeah,
I do. I like them both. But the thing was for me, dude, is I can eat 2 slices of pumpkin pie. I can only eat one. I think
You're not trying
pecan.
hard
I think pecan to me is so fucking sweet. Pecan pie, it's so good, but it's so sweet. And pumpkin isn't as sweet. If you want to like get the fucking ladle for soup and use that for your Cool Whip, well then then you're adding way too much.
That's a ladle. Use a ladle for good?
No, I'm just trying to tell you, like, if unless you're dumping like a ladle spoon of Cool Whip, then the pumpkin pie has just enough sweetness.
I'm gonna let Randy talk
that I can have two
that.
slices of pumpkin pie.
So here's the thing. I want to say honorable mention. I had never heard of this pie until I met my wife, and she had told me that in her family it's a tradition to have squash pie. I've never had squash pie. It's pretty good. It's really very akin to pumpkin pie. So give it a shot if you ever have a chance. Squash pie is good. I also, if I had to choose, now here's the thing. Okay, I would choose pumpkin pie over pecan pie, but there's a caveat to this. I think when we pick pumpkin pie, it's kind of cheating because we're picking pumpkin pie with the excessive Cool Whip that we dump on it. So we're really choosing 2 things with I don't put Cool Whip on my pecan pie, but I mean, I know a lot of people do. But I think when we equate pumpkin pie, we're thinking of all the Cool Whip that we put on, and therefore a lot of people veer to the pumpkin pie. I like pumpkin pie better, but I'm also considering tag teaming it with Cool Whip, and that's why I'm choosing it. But I do like
okay. So like I used to be the biggest pumpkin pie fan, and I'm not gonna lie about it. And then I had pecan pie, and I was like, holy fuck! And then I had bourbon chocolate pecan pie from.
Why was it apple mentioned? I'm just wondering. I don't. I'm just like, I'm surprised. Like you guys didn't mention it.
Apple.
So I'm assuming you don't eat apple pie that much either.
No, I'm not a big fan. I like the crust and the top. Like I don't like eating the apples. I just like there's nothing. I don't like eating the healthy part of the pie. Anyways, no. I'm okay.
I'm sorry.
I digress. So I used to love pumpkin pie, and then I had the pecan pie, and I was like, that's amazing. Bourbon chocolate pecan pie. Holy fuck! What have I been doing with my life? And then one day I had sweet potato pie. Oh, yeah. Y'all ever had sweet potato pie?
Oh yeah.
So sweet potato pie, in my personal opinion, it just, I mean, maybe because we're from the South, folks, but it really just, it's like pumpkin pie, but better, in my personal opinion, dude. I think it's amazing. If you have it done right, sweet potato pie is amazing. So I think that's where pumpkin pie kind of slid down. Now, pumpkin pie is amazing. It's delicious. If you offered it to me with some Cool Whip, I'm in. But sweet potato pie, holy shit, it's just on another level. And then pecan pie, well, that's a different story.
I have a quick story about sweet potato pie. I'd never had it before. One of my students, or former students, took me to the soul food place called Miss Kitchen here in San Antonio, and I had sweet potato pie for the first time. It was amazing, but immediately got leg cramps. I was like, "Oh my, this is like way too sweet, man." But it was really delicious, though. I do like.
What's funny? It's funny that you said that because the one I had was a little less sweet. It's less sweet than the pumpkin pie, and that's why I preferred it. It was still cinnamon and those baking spices, but I mean, maybe it's a whiskey talking, but I don't know. I like sweet potato pie.
Great food there. One of the things I know that, like, because like my mom, and I always thought this was like a common thing, like the fruit salad and the pistachio salad.
Oh my god!
I remember like going to other friends' Thanksgivings, and my wife and they had like, well, what is like this concoction? Because I mean, they would put everything in it: marshmallows, whipped cream, coconut, and it was like. Pecans,
grated pecans.
Yeah, it was amazing, and I mean, I remember growing
talking
up
about the pink stuff, right?
Yeah.
He's talking about fruit salad with the marshmallows. It's like a green fruit salad with
pistachio.
Okay, there's a pink one that gets made.
I know the pink one.
And it's to me, I've never been interested in it.
Just it's one thing that they always make, and then they always make you feel guilty. But you haven't tried the fruit salad. Why don't you try the fruit salad? It's there. It's cold. You sure you don't want a cup of fruit? And then you have to eat it at the end of the night. You have to take a cup and then go to the garage and like leave it in a corner.
It was always in like the big mixing bowls to save. Like only like 4 people ate it.
Yeah, that's the reason why they put it in the big mixing bowl to save, because they had to save it because nobody fucking ate it.
I love me some fruit salad.
I just wonder, like, those of you all out there listening to this episode, I'm just curious. I bet you there's a lot of some of our listeners are probably like, what the fuck? Y'all don't eat this. Y'all don't eat that. Y'all didn't even mention this. And they're like, so I'm curious, like what things we didn't mention that some people do, okay, we didn't mention it and it's not weird. It's just like, it just started happening for me. Maybe the last 2 Thanksgivings, somebody would bring mac and cheese and they would never bring that before. And I didn't understand it. Like, yeah, but I never either. And then suddenly somebody started bringing some mac and cheese. And I'm like, we've never done mac and cheese before. It's just not something like that we did when we were growing up. So I'm wondering if like out there, like, and maybe it is like, maybe for some people,
cheese is pretty good.
Mac and cheese is like their fucking broccoli, the way we talked about mashed potatoes and broccoli, rice and cheese or something like that. So I'm curious,
it's probably like our listeners au gratin or like
or like asparagus or something like that. Yeah.
They just want their pea to smell.
Yeah, I want to know what you guys. I want to know what our listeners. If there's something out there that like,
I know what love is.
It's like essential to you all that we didn't mention that you all are looking at us like we're fucking crazy that we don't. Tell us, please. I want to know. Maybe it's something that I'll try later on in another year.
I want to know what you're thinking. Tell me what's on your mind.
Let's wrap up, guys, with the easiest question. What are you guys thankful for? Year's almost over. Time to reflect. I think that's what Thanksgiving does for us because Christmas is such a.
This is the easiest question?
I think so.
Okay, then tell us, what are you thankful for, Ryan?
Okay, what am I thankful for? Well, I'm thankful for my family, obviously.
That's a cop out. Come on,
let me get into it.
I'm just kidding.
Let me start rolling. My family, definitely thankful for, the job, my health, of course. Very thankful for opportunities, like thankful for you guys for, sitting through this podcast. I always get nervous that you guys are going to quit one day and I'm going to have to like just do guest spots jumping around or something. But I'm thankful for so many things. If I had to pick something like unique that isn't like stereotypical, I'm thankful for, man, I don't know, man. I'm very just happy to have this great year. I think this year has been phenomenal for me financially, personally, and just watching my kids grow. I mean, I'm very generic with this, but that's me. What are you guys thankful for?
I'm thankful for my season ending. So probably people know I coach, and I had a terrible opening season of football, like lost every game, and it was the most frustrating time in my life because I'm a decent coach and I've never lost like that. And like, it was extremely frustrating, but then like you kind of find some common ground and you kind of try to like look at the good things in life. And the season ended and I was able to spend more time with my kids and more time with my family. Very thankful for that. And the new season started. I'm coaching again and we're having a great season and I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful for this show. I always look forward to doing this show and having a lot of fun. I'm thankful for this week off. Thankful for nobody in my family that makes green bean casserole. That makes me feel good. And I don't know, man. I think that what's funny is in Thanksgiving, everybody mentions like you got to talk about what you're thankful for. And I don't really feel that way. Like this is the time I start thinking about stuff, but I don't really comment on it or really, really come up with an answer till New Year's Eve. And then on New Year's Eve, when the year's ending, I always have the answer. Like, this is what I'm thankful for. I'm glad I learned this or went through this or had this shitty year. I'm glad it's a new year so I could turn over a new leaf or have a new experience. Or man, it was so good this year. I can't wait to continue that. Or it was so shitty this year. I can't wait to change the year and hopefully it changes my luck and great things happen. So it's a good question, man. It's a good question. I don't really have a direct answer. Definitely happy for what I have in front of me, the family and friends, and it's been a good time.
Wow. How do I follow that?
Thankful for the tamales my mom brought over today.
Thank you for this.
Thank you for these.
Let me see. Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, like I'm thankful for being relatively healthy. For new friends, made some new friends from other parts of these here United States and other continents as well. I'm thankful for Houston Astros World Series.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that, because man, just committing yourself to a team since what is it, like March or April? Day in and
March,
day out.
March and April 1990, folks. He's not even telling you. We've been fans since 1990. It felt really good.
Yeah. Day in and day out, for months, it's like you come home and you watch a baseball game. So yeah, I'm really thankful for that. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I said my friends and family, obviously, as usual. I agree with Bob, though. For me, this is just not so much to be, super like into, giving thanks or whatnot. I'm more of like Bob, I like to just reflect on the year, and I will when the time comes. There's that moment when the clock strikes midnight and you just kind of look back at everything that happened this year and hope for the best. And hopefully, I'm thankful for the relative good health of this country right now as far as physical health. I'm happy. I've this year gone more to do things and loosen, relaxed my my own personal health protocols and things like that. So I'm happy to be doing that. I'm happy to find moments when we're out and about and forget that we've been living in this fucking pandemic for what, two and a half years, almost 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
So I finally kind of feel like we're getting somewhere, and I'm thankful for that.
There's two things I forgot to mention. Number one, thankful that I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, so we don't have to worry about those concerts. Yeah, I mean, eventually, I'm pretty sure when my daughter gets older,
if somebody said, "Hey, I have a Taylor Swift ticket. You want to go with me?" I'd be like, "Fuck, I'm in. Let's go."
I would. Yeah,
white wine spritzers all night, baby, and we're gonna watch her
sing along to a few of those songs. Yeah,
I don't know the songs, but I can feel them.
I will say this, and I'd be remiss if we didn't thank our guests throughout the year: Joe, Michael, Manny, Danny, Charlie. Jenna and Danielle, Steffi and Lindy of Tournament of the Millennials podcast and Did Not Need to Know podcast that joined us. And we have a couple of guests lined up coming up for the next year that I know they're excited about joining us, which is very cool. And just making new friends. It's been this podcast world in culture is so strange, and you start making friends from different parts of the country and the continent and the universe, whatever. But it's such a cool thing, and just wanting to talk and get our thoughts out there bonds us, and it's a difficult thing sometimes, but it's such a rewarding thing, and to have friends like that, I mean, it's very cool. I really appreciate that. I know you guys do too.
I'm sure we'll get more touchy-feely like this towards the end of the year.
Yeah, we will. We're doing that one drunk.
Yeah. I definitely think that we should have a New Year's episode. We didn't do one last year. We should have one. We should film one like in December 28th, and that way it releases like the day before New Year's, so people can listen to it and kind of get the nostalgic factor. There's a lot that I think that's New Year's to me is one of my most underrated holidays. Is one that makes you reflect and you feel good and you feel bad and you feel sad and you feel happy, and then you're happy with the people you got to celebrate it with. It's a good one, man. It's a good one. I think we should. That'll be a great episode if we decide to do it.
Excellent. Any other thoughts, guys?
Everybody, I just want to tell everybody that whether you're listening to this on your way into town, out of town, whatever, please be safe. Whatever y'all do. Don't drink so much and have arguments like we grew up with our family members.
Yeah, eat a shitload of turkey, have a drink.
Keep the peace relatively.
If somebody tries to give you green bean casserole, shove it back in their face.
Be safe. Just be safe. Everybody, please.
If you get awakened at 3:00 in the morning to somebody shouting, "I'm telling you, that's not my daughter," then just leave it alone. All right, just leave it alone. Not speaking for personal.
That seemed very personal. Very personal.
Anything, Bob? You had anything?
No, man. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Eat well. Enjoy your time with your family and your friends. Just kind of enjoy it. And if you have an extra day off, great. Do something fun. Live your life. Don't just sit at home and just twiddle your thumbs. Thursday, spend great time with your family, and Friday, go do something fun. And
especially if you're going to go out there to those Black Friday early deals, just please be civil. I mean, fuck.
If you get a chance, let's watch USA on Monday night. Yes, tomorrow Monday at 1:00. Let's go. World Cup, USA. Baby, it's on.
just echo what you guys say. Everybody have a happy, safe, and healthy Thanksgiving. Well, maybe not so much healthy, but have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. Eat your green bean casserole. Be thankful. Tell the people around you that you love them, because you never know when they're not going to be around anymore. But be safe. And if you're traveling, please be safe on the roads. And that's our show, everyone. Listeners, we'd love to hear from you. Hit us up and let us know about your favorite Thanksgiving Day memories. Most importantly, let us know what you think about the show. You may reach us at formidableopponents@gmail.com and follow us on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, by searching for Formidable Opponents. Want to thank Creative Little Pill for her great artwork. Please follow her on Instagram at Creative Little Pill. Please rate and review us on Apple and Spotify. That really helps us out. And join us next episode as we debate best musical artists that went solo. So for Bob and Joseph, this is Randall. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble. Here comes the gravy.
Thanksgiving is a special night.
Jesus, your voice cracked.
I'll squeeze in my nuts.